Well, my friends, we are finally back for a video. It has been over a week since my last video, but we're finally back for another video. And today, we're going to be talking about a new interview the Telltale's new CEO made regarding The Walking Dead Season 4, as well as some of the other games Telltale making, and its release date. Again, more news on the release date. It seems to me they keep changing things with the release date. So, let's get straight into the video, guys. We go for 100 likes. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys again for all the growth. We just hit 62,000 subscribers yesterday, Tuesday. So greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate all your support. If you guys have not subscribed to the notification bell yet, definitely do that. And I will link this article down below in the description if you guys want to take a look at it yourselves. But I'm going to read straight from this article and explain how this will impact The Walking Dead Season 4, Batman, a new IP Telltale is creating, as well as The Wolf Among Us Season 2. Alright, let's get straight into the video. So, my friends, VB, which, like I said, they made a article here, VentureBeat.com, and they interviewed Telltale's head, which is now Pete Hawley. And Pete Hawley, basically in this article, they discussed The Walking Dead Season 4 and how they're going to do it, with obviously the huge amount of cuts. I made a video before, I'll link this in the card on the top right. I made a video discussing the delay, potentially, of The Walking Dead because of the fact that there was all these cuts. 25% of Telltale's employees got cut. 25%, which about 90 of their employees. I made this video discussing that, and everyone wanted to know, based off all these cuts, how Telltale was going to respond, or how they were going to continue moving forward as a result into the next year. Obviously, since now it's December, and obviously Minecraft Story Mode just finished up today, Tuesday. So, how is Telltale going to start? So basically, in this interview, they asked him a bunch of questions, stuff about like the engine, release dates, how you're going to work out games, the choice method, and all that stuff. So we'll get straight into this. So basically, the first question they asked, basically, do you want to go over what happened the past couple months? So basically, he said here, joined 2 months ago, ever since the success of The Walking Dead 5 years ago. Basically, he says here, we made the decision going in 2018 that it's better for us to get 3 games next year. So next year, Telltale's only releasing 3 games, and these games will be The Walking Dead final season, Season 4, The Wolf Among Us Season 2, and a new IP. And we already know Batman's going to be releasing, finishing up its final episodes, because it's the only game on plate now. It'll be finishing up its episodes probably soon. So let me continue reading here. They want to give ourselves some breathing room, time, space, get back to some real innovations. We're closing the Walking Dead storyline with Season 4. We want to get back to our best with that. That's coming in the summer. So, did Job J lie? Because remember, another video I made discussing Job J had an interview, Skybound, Twitch live stream. Remember, he discussed the release date being Q2, which were the months of April, May, and June. And he said the April-May range. Now, summer, calculate, I would think the summer is going to be June, July-ish. I believe now that we've gotten 100% confirmation that it's coming out in the summer, I would not be surprised in another delay. Because I think this is a mini delay, sort of, because Q2 was, again, spring/summer. So now they are 100% set on this summer release date. And unfortunately, like I said, I did predict a delay, but this is not that big of a delay. It's only like a month or 2 delay, and knowing Telltale, it could even be longer with all these cuts and stuff. But basically, they said, we want to get back to our best with that, which is The Walking Dead. That's coming in the summer. We'll close out Batman in the first half of next year. And remember, the first half will be the first 6 months. So you're looking anywhere around January to June. They're going to obviously have episode 4 between, I think, January, February range, and then releasing episode 5, maybe March, April. Because it seems Telltale's not going to be hammering out episodes like they had 2 episodes on one day and all that hullabaloo that they had before. And then they also say here, we have a new IP that I can't announce yet, but we're really excited, and we're going to do that for Q4, which again will be October, November, and December of next year. So, my friends, the decision has come up to me that what will they release first? Because there's 2 games that I've been saying, and these are both games I'm really excited for. The Walking Dead Season 4 and The Wolf Among Us. I'd obviously thought The Wolf Among Us was going to come out first, but we still have no news regarding it coming out anytime in 2018. We know it's coming out in 2018, but we don't have any news at a specific time. They've actually confirmed The Walking Dead Summer and this new IP in Q4. No news on The Wolf Among Us. So I'm starting to change my opinion. I'm starting to think The Walking Dead Season 4 will end up coming out before The Wolf Among Us. And I would actually be surprised with that, because once they finish up Batman, is it going to be silence until, The Walking Dead comes out? Because remember, summer is around, May, June, July-ish range. So I'm thinking June. I'm starting to really think the summer months, I'm starting to think June seems to be the release, I think the release month. Because that April-May range was not what I'm thinking there. I'm not thinking that would be good. But it seems summer is most likely. Now also, remember summer, they define summer, I look up a different dictionary of summer just to get everyone confused in case they get confused. Summer is defined as the months of June, July, and August. So, April, May, cut that out. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Unfortunately, the April-May range, Telltale, with all these cuts and stuff, they weren't able to get that out. So, I'm going to make a new release date prediction here. And it keeps changing because Telltale, with all these changes, cuts and stuff, all these people getting laid off and stuff, it keeps changing. So, my new release date prediction for The Walking Dead Season 4 is going to be June 26th of 2018. And let's see if I get that right. I don't know, but that's my guess for the new Walking Dead release date, June 26th of 2018. That'll be a little before July starts. I think they'll already have Batman done, and they'll get straight into Walking Dead. I expect a reveal probably April-May range. That's probably when we're going to get the reveal, and then the game will probably come out the next following month. If not, July seems like this. I will not have it out in August. August is way too far down the line. I think if it's not June, definitely early July. Okay, so let's continue on in the interview. So, what they said here, so when you decided to do the layoffs, were you cutting some projects that were in a dubious state? So basically, they're talking about stuff, maybe potentially like Game of Thrones and all that stuff, but they're talking, maybe they wanted to cut that stuff. So, Hawley said here, no, there was certainly more on the slate for 2018, but we just moved some things around as opposed to canceling anything. So I'm assuming here that Game of Thrones was planned for 2018, even though they may have not announced it, or some other game, potentially, I don't know, another new IP, potentially. And then they said, give the smaller teams a long time to get things right, didn't come in, cancel much, just that if we're going to do a great job with things, we need more time to do that. But we could contradict that same with how much time they took on The Walking Dead: A New Frontier and how much it struggled, unfortunately. And then they said, I don't think we'll do a service to our players and ourselves by trying to squeeze all of this into 2018. So this 3-game, that's their plan. Go back to the old Telltale, only put out a couple games a year, not try to squander 4 or 5 or 6 games in 1 year and try to stretch ourselves thin with all the glitches and stuff. And they said, clearly the last 2 years, the idea that increasing the amount of product and the episode count doesn't work. It never worked. The idea that you have 1 or 2 hits and then scale your business and hope that continues in the end, if you don't innovate, it stops. So basically what they're discussing here is The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. They're 2 major hits that they had when they used to only have about 2 or 3 games come out in a year. Basically saying, after we saw the success of The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, we wanted to expand, and that didn't work out. Obviously, they need to go back to the old formula and expand on that. And obviously, we can notice with the glitch thing. They said, I don't know if, there's another question here, I don't know if Telltale has had what you would call an engine, but it's had that same sort of choice-driven gameplay with a comic book style going back for years now. At one point, did it seem like that was fairly innovative, but it often came with some cost to it as far as interactivity. Is that thing that players have gotten tired of? So, basically how you respond to this is there's a couple things that come to mind. One is, over the last couple of years, to some extent, we moved away from some of the magic of Season 1 of The Walking Dead. That real player agency and interactivity, that real sense of consequences has moved away. And what? Thank you! This is hallelujah. I mean, look at Kenny and Jane. We can easily point multiple decisions that have happened in the past couple seasons of not just The Walking Dead, but it seems like a bunch of the other games where choices don't mean lick. They don't mean crap. I mean, thank you. This is what I want to hear. He's basically saying they had moved they in the past with all these new games and stuff, they were trying to rush out games. There was nothing. There was just no product, no consequence to the choices. Perfectly said here. But we've moved more towards pure narrative and let go of some of the, whether you call it gameplay or just active engagement. We've actually moved away from it. In many ways, it's not about changing who we are, it's just getting back to what we did incredibly well in Season 1. So, I like to hear this. They want to go back to that Season 1 formula, to get everybody back on, where choices matter, where you felt connected to the character, where you had time to talk to the characters, where choices actually mattered, and you actually could see them affect, and how characters, particularly like Kenny, if you be a dick to him, you actually could see Kenny talk back to you with some smack, actually see dialogue make sense, have an impact. He's perfectly saying this here. And he says, we're doing some great work for Season 4, which might surprise a few people. I find this funny. You know, with everything that happened in New Frontier, everyone was disappointed. I mean, not everyone may be disappointed, but I was disappointed. I thought it could have been so much better. But it's why he's saying they're surprising some people, because I'm assuming they've read all the hate and all the baloney people have been pissed off about with, but basically talking about they think Season 4 is going to be almost at that Season 1 level. I'm going to be intrigued to see it. I'm really going to be intrigued to see it. He says, we're taking the game and the gameplay in some different directions, but in the end, the company's reputation, love for our players have for us because of what we do. I'm not here to turn this into a one-game MMO shop. We don't have Blizzard Envy. We're storytellers. In the future, we'd like to innovate away from our 4-choice wheel, but for now, it's what we do. It's what people love. So basically, what they say here is that they think what you're going to get out of The Walking Dead Season 4 is going to surprise you. It's going to make you, feel this old trend of Telltale is pumping out games and not making choices matter, laggy games, glitches, and all this stuff. They feel it's not going to be a thing anymore. They feel this improvement is going to fix everything. And then they continue to talk about how 2017 went and how, the GamesBeat here didn't think 2017 went all for Telltale. And he said, obviously, the new CEO here told me, yes, they did not think it was good. And again, here's another quote he said. I said to the team, I think we're more Netflix or HBO than we are Hollywood. Our game choices should reflect that. If you look at The Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead, that's some of what we're going to get back to. That's when Telltale is at its best. When we have real control and the agency for the player and over the characters and the stories we tell. If we work with larger IPs, you're often very restricted. You have 50 or 60 years of expectations as far. See, I feel with this trend, they're going to start, they're going to be done with these, big IPs like Minecraft, Batman. I love Batman, don't get me wrong, but Batman, Minecraft, Borderlands. I mean, Game of Thrones. It seems to me they're not going to be doing as much. And then they asked, is it fair to say that we might see fewer things like Batman and more things based on new IPs? And he said, yeah, for sure. Basically confirming what I just said about 10 seconds ago. We're very proud of Batman. Some of the more recent reviews have said it's the best treatment of the Joker as a character they've read for decades. I think we're still doing great work. It's done really well for us, but really, I think we're best when we get back to the gritter, deeper, darker side with some of the IPs we've worked with, and when we're given a real freedom of choice. We're not playing in worlds or with characters that have very specific sets of rules and ideals and approval process around them. We have more freedom when we take our own path. And basically, they continue to talk about how many people they have right now and how it's going to affect them. But yeah, they have exactly 250 people confirmed, obviously, with all the cuts. Talking about more with third parties and all that. And they were more talking about the new CEO with old Dan Connors. And obviously, they're going to be working on mobile better. PC has been very strong. Console, particularly PS4, has been very strong for us. Yeah, Xbox One. I remember playing The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 5, the white screen glitch. Oh, God. Yeah, so it seems to work fine on PS4 and PC, but, Xbox and mobile seem to be, they're working harder to get mobile improved as well as Xbox One. And then the last question basically asked here, one of the last ones asked, what have you learned from the fans? Did they have a certain reaction to layoffs? Have they given you some interesting feedback? And they said they have. Yeah, my Twitter feeds certainly more interesting than it used to be. I listened to everyone since I got here. We've improved our player support in terms of Zandesk and the folks that run the system. We're getting closer to our players on social networks and through our ticket system. That was a huge part of my job. So it seems like they want to listen to fan feedback. Generally, I find that as far as feedback, players don't care about how you're running the business. They're not really interested in any news related to a layoff or whatever, but they do want to see us getting back to our best work, which again, Walking Dead Season 1, The Wolf Among Us. We've done a disservice to our players over the last few years. Thank you, thank you. He's admitting that they have fucked up the last couple of years. I mean, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of them have been really frustrated with some of the experiences they've had. When you're doing that too much and you're working pretty much at threshold, it's difficult to have that time to do that well and support them. Team's done well given the circumstances, but we're a small company. I get a lot of feedback from players saying, we love the story, it's some of the best work you've done, but you just have to spend more time on quality, less bugs, less crashes. We're focusing on product quality when released. That's been the majority of the voices. And then obviously a huge amount of inbound about what they wish and hope we work on next. This makes you think a lot about how the future of Telltale and how everything's going to go. It makes you think. There's a lot of potential and stuff that's going to be on here. And basically, he says here at the end, people may be looking at us thinking we're in trouble, but in the end, we're looking to the future. We're super excited. I just think we had to take this time and opportunity to pause the production line, take some time out, reestablish who we are and what we're great at, and take some more time and investment to get back to our best. I've spent some time collecting some pretty negative inbound, so I wanted the opportunity to talk about the position we're in and how good we feel about the future. And again, more information here about more games coming out in the future. Super busy. We're super excited about next year, particularly some of the new stuff we'll talk about soon. Getting into 2019, we'll have some new IPs to talk about, some original IPs and new gameplay too. Next couple of years, we'll be locking the roadmap soon, and we're really excited about it. Just took a couple of months to dig into the business and fix a few problems based on the last 5 years, but I think we're really in good shape. Ooh. New IP 2019, new IP the end of 2018, The Walking Dead Season 4 in the summer, as well as The Wolf Among Us sometime in 2018. My friends, this is a lot to divulge. If you're interested to actually read the entire article, again, I will link that down below in the description. It's a lot of content here, my friends. Stuff about, admitting they've effed up, how things have gone, the release and all that. I definitely highly recommend, if you're a fan of Telltale, Walking Dead, or whatever, I highly recommend you read this article just to get a better understanding of how things are going to go for the next couple years at Telltale. And again, he said we're going to get news soon on the 2018 releases. So I expect some kind of trailer or announcement kind of trailer for either The Wolf Among Us or The Walking Dead by either March or April. I don't know, we might get something, but expect Telltale Batman to which is probably the next, like I said, the only game on play. I expect that episode to come out near January or February, probably end of January, beginning of February. But it looks like Telltale is just, like I said, they're going to slow it down like I wanted in the last video I made talking about, delays and stuff. But The Walking Dead Season 4, again, has been delayed only to summer, no longer Q2. It's been delayed to the summer. So like I said again, June is my guess now for the release date of Season 4. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure you like and subscribe if you could. I would appreciate that. And thank you all again for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. And I'll see you all maybe for The Walking Dead New Frontier this weekend. You guys have a great one, and peace.